Hey guys, it's me Abhidivedi and you are listening me on Extended Reality Developers of India community. And today I'm gonna talk to a very important guest. She's a marketer, and she's also the founder of Phoenix Content Marketing. And she has helped a lot of businesses raising more than $1 million revenues. Without any further delay, let's invite her on the podcast and let's discuss with her strategies. With me is Bronwen Winter Phoenix, and we are really pleased to host you.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm really pleased to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
Awesome. Audience would love to know more about you, and can we have an introduction?
Yeah, so a little bit about me. My passion right now is getting to the heart of people's stories. So, marketing for AR, VR, immersive tech, it's a privilege. I love doing it. I find it so exciting. And I've got to work on some really incredible projects. AR, VR, and immersive tech clients are my favorite clients to work for.
Winter, previous to this, you were also working in journalism. So, would love to
Yes.
know about that phase, how your transition happened from journalism to content marketing.
Yeah, so do you want the long-winded version or a quick summary?
Yeah, let's go for a long one because we have all the time.
Okay, so yeah, I started out as a journalist. I was a reporter for a newspaper, and then I wrote my first novel that got published back in 2008.
Yep.
Then I left my job at the paper. I basically wrote whatever I could to pay the bills. I was an entertainment journalist. I was going back and forth to LA. I was just, yeah, writing whatever I could. And I had three published novels between 2008 and 2012. When I was writing whatever I could to pay the bills, I started looking into why some companies were requesting the types of content they were. From there, I got my content marketing and inbound marketing certification from HubSpot. And I started working with some agencies. I was content manager for one agency in particular, and I started seeing a lot of the mistakes the agencies were making. I thought I could do a better job by myself. So I started Phoenix Content Marketing, making a lot more money that way as well. And my first client I got as Phoenix Content Marketing was an immersive tech company. And it was just a breath of fresh air. It was so exciting and interesting to write about. It really sparked something in me. And I found that I didn't really want to write about anything else. I mean, I spent so long writing on every different topic, anything you can think of, from things like boilers and artificial grass to military aerospace applications. And yeah, I just realized AR, VR, and immersive tech, it's where I wanted to be. So
So
it took me a little while to niche down still, but that's now what we're mainly specializing in.
So, from writing a novel to writing for a newspaper to now writing VR and AR specific content, I guess writing is it your hobby as well? You also always loved writing.
I've always loved writing from when I was a very young age. I guess it just came really naturally to me. I think I blame my mum for that because she used to take me to the library as a child, and I used to take out as many books as I could carry and just read and read and read. I started out on fairly sort of normal kids' books, and then I moved to things like Goosebumps and Point Horror. I was on Stephen King by the time I was about 10. So I didn't really understand a lot of it, but I loved it and it's what I wanted to do. I wanted to write for a living ever since then. So yeah, it's just something that's kind of happened.
Amazing. So, would love to know about Phoenix Content Marketing. What kind of clients you are dealing with? How it's all started? How your transition from the journalist to a author to a marketer, transition into an entrepreneur as well. So, how this started?
Um, how it started? Well, like I said, I got my first agency client, and yeah, it was just so interesting that I wanted to learn more about it. I wanted to work with more of these clients, and it helped that I also got that client some amazing results as well. Like I got a fantastic testimonial from them. I think I increased their revenue by at least 45% in 1 year alone. So that was really good. And yeah, that was my first client, Popcoms. Since then, I've worked with a few different AR, VR, and immersive tech companies like Passpro 360, Free Rock AR. They're pretty amazing. But there's a lot of acronyms in what we do. There's AR, there's VR, MR, XR, and of course NDA. There's lots of NDAs, so there's a lot of things I can't talk about.
Absolutely. So, of course, there are NDAs, and so would like to know how these companies started approaching you and how the journey began, the transition began into it. When What was your first client, and how did you approach to people about your marketing skills with your team? So,
Okay.
can you tell me something more about the game you are building?
Yeah, so we're making a game. I never thought it would be possible for me to be involved in the production of a video game, never mind a virtual reality video game. So it's a sci-fi,
Mm-hmm.
and the main character is an alien cyborg.
So, one question: Is
It's
it is
gonna
it
be, oh
is
yeah,
it also going to be based on some of your previous novels, or is it a completely new story you're gonna write for it?
it's a completely new story.
Amazing.
And yeah, it's mainly gonna be, there's gonna be some action, but it's mainly going to be about the story and the characters and just creating an amazing experience for people. So we're hoping to sell that on the Oculus Quest 2 to begin with, and also later on Steam, and just try and open that out to as many platforms as we can, really.
Wow. Really looking forward to it, because playing a sci-fi game in VR, because it has a lot of potential. You can play with a lot of elements of visual elements of how things could be done, and truly conceptualize the future here. So really looking forward to it, and I'm really glad that you told us about it.
Oh,
Fantastic.
thank you. It's really exciting for me. I'm sharing some updates. So check out my LinkedIn. You'll see some screenshots, little sneak peeks, but we're still in pretty early stages at the moment.
Of course. Yeah, would love to follow the progress on this.
Do you mean my first client?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Popcoms was my first uh, immersive tech client with my agency, and that was a fluke, really. I was just trying to find work, and I did a couple of articles for them, and it kind of left it at that. I could see they were trying to do content marketing, but they weren't quite there. So I ended up sending them an email just saying like all the things that they should be doing. They're not really doing that, or they should be doing this. Maybe think about doing this a little differently. And I expected to never hear back from them again. But luckily, they did get back to me and they wanted a call, and they just wanted to get started. So I was over the moon that they were my client. They do some amazing things, really incredible. So I'm so grateful to them for opening my eyes to immersive tech and immersive experiences. It just blew my mind.
Amazing. So Popcoms was your client. Pass Pro 360. I have already heard of them. They are a very good company into immersive media. So would love to know about them. How that transaction happened. How they come to you.
Yeah, so that one approached me from LinkedIn. We'll talk about LinkedIn more later, but I do a lot of helpful sort of insights on LinkedIn.
Yep.
And I think it works particularly well for me because there's not a lot of marketers out there really shouting about marketing for AR, VR, and immersive tech. Not the way I am. And I think my content kind of stands out. So that's in their testimonial, that that's what they said really sort of drew them to me. And I had a great experience with them. They're an amazing bunch of guys. They do some amazing stuff. They've been featured on the BBC for a VR gallery experience they created for George Thornton Art.
Yep.
So actually, I can send you that. I can show you that video as well.
So let's play the video.
Okay.
Wow.
I like that one. It's got a bit of a story to it.
Of course, it tells the story about your product and what kind of work you are doing there. So let me know something about this. This videos are basically the storytelling tool for a marketer, and you are you are into content marketing, into long-term content marketing, I would say. So you build the entire narrative around the product. So let me know about that.
Um, what I wanted to do with that video is just to show the kind of impact that a long-term strategy like content marketing, inbound marketing can have for AR, VR, and immersive tech. I think that content is extremely important. I know not everyone agrees with me, but it's just true that when people are thinking about investing in something, especially something they don't know a lot about, they're going to have questions. So it helps to answer those questions, address any challenges, objections that come up, and it just works in a really powerful way.
Amazing. So let's also talk about the some organic content strategies, or we can also say long-term strategies into content marketing. So would love to know some of your tips about the organic building of or organic marketing of content.
Okay, so it's a big topic,
I'm
but
really
it's what
excited
we
to
said.
learn it from you because, yeah, it's super rich content which you build. I'm really interested into it.
Um, yeah, so it's what we specialize in. It tends to be an investment because there's more of an investment upfront in terms of both time and money. You spend a lot of time putting together helpful content that it's part of a big holistic strategy. There's lots of moving parts to it, but it all works in a reactive way that addresses your customers' biggest questions, objections, manages their expectations, and nurtures them right through the buyer's journey from beginning to end. So by the time we get in touch with you, we're basically ready to buy. And that's really important. I think something I like to say as well is no matter how many shiny, exciting videos and visuals you have, like written content is still king when it comes to demonstrating the value and answering your prospect's biggest questions. I know not everyone, again, not everyone agrees with me there. So if you're looking at a content marketing strategy, there's so many different parts to it. There's things like blog posts, premium, like downloadable content or lead magnets. There's case studies, there's email nurturing, landing pages, calls to action, everything. There's more than that as well. So, what we like to say is when, say, someone's looking for, or they've got a question about your service or your product, more than likely, when they have a question, they're going to type it into Google. And hopefully, if you type it into Google, they're going to find your content.
Yes.
It's going to be really helpful, it's going to be engaging, insightful, it's not going to be salesy. So they're going to appreciate that you've taken the time to answer that in such a helpful way. But if you don't offer them the next logical step, what are they going to do? They're going to click away and go and watch cat videos or spend time on Facebook or whatever it is you do on the internet. So you have to give them a call to action, and it has to offer them something of value. So that could be like a beginner's guide or a white paper or a checklist or a calculator, something that they're going to want in exchange for their first name and email address. They click on the call to action, they go through to a landing page, we find out all the reasons why they should be doing this. It's enticing, again, not overly salesy, and that converts them to a lead. After that, they go through the email nurturing process. So they're sent emails that answer their 3 biggest questions with links to a blog post in each email. And also in the PS of those emails, they have an option to move on to the next stage. Although you don't call it that, you say you offer them like a what to expect sort of guide. For instance, this is the part that manages all their expectations. So they know what is going to happen from the second they get in touch with you, right through to becoming a client and even ongoing from there. So from there, they have the option to either book a consultation, or if not, they still go through the nurturing process. And this time they're sent case studies which address their biggest pushbacks or objections. And each of
Amazing.
these case studies takes,
Yeah, just continue.
yeah, so each of the case studies takes them through a story of how you helped a client overcome that sales objection and got them some amazing results. And in the PS of those emails, there's the option to get a free consultation, or whatever decision stage thing that you want them to do, whether it's a quote or a consultation or a demo or something like that. So it's really reactive. It responds to, everyone's going to be ready at different stages. They're not, some people might be interested in the first email to actually book a consultation. It could be the 10th email that they're finally ready to get in touch with you. But when they do get in touch with you, they're informed. You don't have to spend a lot of time answering the questions. They already know it's the right solution for them, and they know that they want it from you. They know exactly what to expect from you. The questions are answered, the objections are addressed. It just works. And that makes your website basically turn into your best salesperson 24/7.
So you also wrote a title about John Wick of content marketing. Would also love to know about that, because it really shines in your description.
Yeah, they call me the female John Wick of content marketing because I'm extremely thorough. I won't stop until the job is done, but I'm also not impervious to being run over by the odd car. So
Got it. So, also gonna talk about, you also mentioned call to action in each and every content. So, are there any rules for this call to action? I mean, it could be really aggressive sometimes, and it could be like to the face. Okay, click, 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 like 10 times click or something like that. I don't know. So, what are the best practices for call to action, which is like the highly important part of content, because your idea of content is getting connected to your prospective audience, right? So what is your idea on this?
you don't want it to be too salesy. That's the main thing. You just need it to be helpful. it needs to offer something that they're going to want, and it has to look fairly professional. It has to stand out and look bright and enticing. And it also has to deliver what it says on the tin. You can't be promising this amazing solution that's going to answer all of our questions and fulfill all of our wishes, and then they go through to the page and they download it and it's not what you think it is.
Yep.
So yeah, you have to always fulfill what you say you're going to do.
So, when we are talking about these organic ways of getting your audience, or organic content building, long-term content planning, over a theme, over a niche audience, what is the expected investment? First, I would say expected time to get a decent amount of audience, and also what is the ROI we can expect over this investment?
Okay, so there's a lot to answer there.
Yeah.
Um, so what we do is we have an onboarding process that takes around 6 to 8 weeks, and that's where we create all of your content to start. Your free awareness blogs, your case studies, your landing pages, your premium content, get everything set up in the software. We also include all the software in our packages. So Aribi, Active Campaign, Monday for project management. So it's a lot and it can feel quite overwhelming because we like to interview all our clients for every piece of content we create, at least at first. So going through the strategy, first of all, is what we do. We'd work out how everything's going to fit together, what content assets are needed, what you might already have, and put that all together for you in a way that you can see how it's all going to work and you're happy with all the titles we've come up with. Then there's the interview process. So we start with the premium content. Those are the biggest pieces because they have to be designed afterwards. So while they're being designed, we do all the rest. And yeah, the interview process is so important because nobody knows your business like you do. Nobody knows your clients like you do. And we like to get to the heart of everything. We offer unlimited edits as well. So we don't stop working until you're 100% happy. So yeah, there's a lot to that. It can feel overwhelming when you've got, say, 5 or 6 interviews that are a couple of hours long each to begin with, but it does pay off once you have everything ready to rock. After those 6 to 8 weeks, you can get started with monthly content, tracking, conversion optimization, all of that fun stuff. And it can take a while to show results. Again, it depends on your industry and it depends on the type of business and the product or service and the clients that you're looking for. So there's a lot of different factors. We can never offer any guarantees. It could be 3 months before you start seeing results. It could be 6. It could be 9. But once it reaches that tipping point, your results start to snowball. And it's definitely one of the most, or the most, cost effective ways to market AR, VR, and immersive tech. Unlike ads, which have an immediate payoff and stop as soon as you turn them off, a blog post can keep paying off for months or even years after you first published it. So it is so powerful, especially when you put that consistent effort in every month for 6 months, a year, 2 years. Yeah. So as for ROI, again, that depends on all those different factors I mentioned. I've seen anything from like 45% to 400% increase in annual revenue in 1 year alone. So it's something that I really passionately believe in.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just being helpful at the end of the day.
Of course. Uh, so let's say we have figured out our production pipeline for the content. Now, the biggest question is what are the major channels where we can promote our content? Where is our audience? What are the better distribution channels in your opinion?
Well, the first place you should be promoting your content is on your blog, but you can also use LinkedIn. You can use Facebook ads if you're going to be doing ads at all. A good thing to do when you first start content marketing and you want a faster payoff is to boost it with some ads. And Facebook is the most cost effective ad platform. I would say LinkedIn tends to be around twice as expensive. But you could argue a lot of AR, VR, and immersive tech companies do see LinkedIn as their main source of generating leads in terms of social
Absolutely.
media. Mm.
So LinkedIn is a very good platform for this, and also if you want to put ads, the Facebook is good because yeah, it reaches with everyone, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing.
Um, and there are so many opportunities right now for creating inbound content that creates great results because there's not a lot of it out there. There's not a lot of the type, not at least not to the standard that we're creating. There's not a huge amount of competition. And even if there is some competition, you can always do it better. If there's a blog post answering a question that your clients are asking, look at that blog post, see what's not there, if it's missing some insights, if it's a bit old, if it's got some broken links. There are always things you can do to improve and create a better piece of content because Google does reward you for being helpful.
Yeah. About the Google SEO of content and vlogs, I've seen a lot. I've heard a lot of thing that they place you where you deserve and these sort of things. So, like their algorithm is too good about filtering the content. So, is it correct in your experience?
Um, I would say Google's algorithms are changing all the time. So what might be true a month ago may not be true now. But one thing I would say is Google is smart enough now to understand it's not about keywords, it's about context and relevancy. So I would say don't get too hung up on keywords. I know that Neil Patel wrote a blog a couple of years ago saying why he didn't even bother with keywords anymore. And I completely agree. As long as you know the natural language that your clients are using and you can mirror that in your content and you focus on writing helpful content without being salesy, you're gonna get results. You will.
So as long as you are helpful with others and you are genuinely solving some sort of problem to your niche, it's gonna boost. So that is the clear understanding there. So also would like to ask about a lot of paid promotions, I would say, are happening in form of like there are collaboration with some sort of promotion app, like the offers which the apps which provide discount, like Honey is there. Honey is a good example of that, which provides a discount on various platforms. So basically you can have these sort of promotional codes, or you can also try influencer marketing. So there could be influencers from your niche which are very famous on maybe on YouTube or whatever the platform you choose, and you maybe TikTok, maybe Instagram. So telling those influencers about your content and getting their audience, reaching to their audience. So what is your opinion on these sort of promotions, the promotional apps and influencer marketing? What is your opinion on that?
Um, I don't know a lot about promotion apps. I do know some people who are influencers, and it does seem like quite a powerful way to get your product or your service out there. I know some influencers personally, and I see them getting all these fancy things sent to them to try out, like the suit that can track all your body movements and can give you electric shocks. And that looks really fun. I want someone to send me some free stuff like that. But yeah, it is a powerful way to get things out there, I believe.
Would also love to ask you some of the tips of budget marketing, especially for XR, especially for virtual reality, augmented reality, volumetric content. What are your ways, if you have to promote a content with low budget marketing, you don't have a big, huge budget for maybe these apps or influencers, how you gonna go then? What will be your strategy?
The thing about content marketing is you don't need an agency to do it. You can try it by yourself, especially if you have a team. It doesn't have to cost you hardly anything. So one thing I would say is just to start vlogging. If you can get a few members of your team in the same room or in a Zoom call, and you think of all the questions that your clients or your prospects are asking you on a daily basis. So maybe your sales team, your marketing team, anyone who deals with your clients on a daily basis. If you write down all those questions and you spend half an hour writing those down, you could have like a year's worth of content right there. So that's a great thing to start with if you're on a budget. Um, I also would say not to be too precious about actually just taking action. Don't wait till it's perfect because it's never going to be perfect. So if I wouldn't sit on a blog post for like a couple of months, just write it, get it out there. And it's that consistent effort that really makes a difference. Another thing I found to be really powerful is posting in LinkedIn groups and sharing your insights, your knowledge, your expertise, and being helpful on a daily basis, or as many times a week as you can. For me, that's been really, really powerful. It's something called inbound organic, and yeah, I get a lot of sales calls that way. I basically get my ideal clients messaging me on LinkedIn, sending me connection requests, and we have meaningful conversations. Um, I've really gotten a few clients, or quite a few clients that way now, and it costs nothing.
A lot of people are focusing on their self value, their own identity, rather than content. Which is like the more traditional way. So we can see when a person tries to become an influencer himself, he's focusing more on his own audience and or his own image. He's putting more concentration there, versus guy who's putting more concentration on a product, which is a better way, which is a better marketing tool to go with, building your own self value or the product.
Well, I think a combined approach is probably a good idea. I mean, they say people buy from people, so be a person. That's something I like to say at least. Um, what was I gonna say? Product brands. I mean, if you have a USP and you have something amazing you want to show to the world, get that out there as much as you can. There are so many people doing so many amazing things in AR, VR, and immersive tech.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. But I was actually told by a business coach, if I can't think of a USP, then I should become the Jeff Bezos and be promoting myself. Um, so no, I really do think a combined approach is
Yep.
probably best, especially if you're doing the inbound organic on LinkedIn.
Of course, when you can go for both, why to go for one, right? And you already said a very powerful thing there, that people buy from people. And I truly believe it's a very honest opinion on this, because you already, yeah, you said it really correctly, that people buy from people. The trust you're gonna build with your customers is surely gonna pay off. And yeah, here I have your website, and it looks really cool. It also has the article which you got published. It also has your magazine, which is the fantasy magazine. So would also love to talk about this, uh, uh, your publication. You wrote a magazine, a novel. Would also love to know about this.
Um, okay, so my published novels. The first one is Escaping Dreams. That's a fantasy horror published in 2008. The second is Night Swallow, a supernatural horror published in 2009. And then we have Grass Market Blood, which came out in 2012 and was, uh, well, it's nominated for a Galaxy Book Award at the time. So, yeah, that's my novels. I'm sort of halfway through a fourth, but I have been for quite a while now, as I've been mainly focusing on the agency.
Mhm. You were also nominated for Galaxy Award for these novels.
Just for Grass Market Bloods.
Okay, amazing. That's huge. So, coming back to the content marketing, would
Mhm.
also love to know about the use of social media. How we can use social media better for promoting the content and connecting to our clients, to our potential audience.
Okay, so social media, a lot of people come away disappointed because they don't
Mhm.
get the engagement levels that they expect, and they just kind of give up. They don't realize it's something you have to work on. You have to work on your engagement, you have to work on being consistent. But also, on the other end of the spectrum, for if you're doing Facebook ads, for instance, studies have shown that you can reduce your ad spend by up to 80% if you utilize all the organic posting features. So that's video, text, images, live video, polls, things like that.
Yep,
So I thought that was really interesting.
surely. Surely. So, yeah, there are better ways to use the social media. These tools could be used in so many other ways to connecting to your customers, and uh, there could be like millions of ways of connecting to them. So we must use make a good use of those. Next, I would love to talk about your perspective. It's like I would love to know your opinion about people who want to get into marketing, and would love to ask that what you love in marketing, especially in XR marketing, and how they can take inspiration from your perspective and your joy from XR marketing.
Uh, okay, so what I really love about marketing in general is just helping businesses grow, seeing those results come in because it's the best feeling in the world, especially since I have a lot of clients who come to me who've had a bad experience with marketing agencies in the past. They've spent budget on things like vanity figures, like engagement views and things like that, um, and have spent money getting people to sign up to, say, a webinar, and just having that email list sitting there doing absolutely nothing. At the end of the day, it doesn't get sales.
Mhm.
So yeah, I like to deliver the results that people need. What I love about XR marketing is it's not only the future of marketing, it's the future of everything. And can achieve is just unprecedented. I feel like I found what works, knocked on the door, and I've been welcomed in with open arms. So I really appreciate the support of the AR, VR, and immersive tech community. Like, if you're a client of mine and you're watching this, I appreciate you. Thank you.
Amazing. So before we end this, I have a task for you. Okay. So
Okay,
I'm gonna give you a Bollywood dialogue. All right. So your
okay.
dialogue is gonna be थप्पड़ से डर नहीं लगता प्यार से लगता है. थप्पड़ से डर नहीं लगता प्यार से लगता है.
Could you repeat that one more time?
Of course, it's a huge challenge. Okay. थप्पड़ से डर नहीं लगता. थप्पड़ थप्पड़ से डर नहीं लगता प्यार से लगता है. Let's try breaking it down and repeat after me. Okay.
Okay.
थप्पड़ से
थप्पड़ से
डर
डर
नहीं लगता
नहीं लगता
प्यार से
डर से
लगता है.
लगता है.
Fantastic. I guess your accent is gonna be really cool on this Bollywood dialogue. So let's try it one more time. Okay. थप्पड़ से
Okay.
डर नहीं लगता
थप्पड़ से डी नहीं लगता
प्यार से लगता है.
डर से लगता है.
Amazing. You could become an actor here, you know?
I've actually been an actor. I've been in a couple of films.
Awesome. I
um,
didn't know about that.
yeah, it's not something that I think comes naturally to me, but it was fun.
Awesome. So this dialogue is from a movie where the actress is talking to a corrupt cop about how she is not afraid of his violence. She is afraid of her love and affection. So this is a powerful dialogue from a movie. I guess it's from a movie called The Bung. Yeah. So and you said it so well. I'm really glad that you now know more Hindi than just Namaste.
I tried my best. Thank you so much. I never thought I would do that today, so that's that was really fun.
You did it really amazingly. I really enjoyed the conversation and I learned so many things about marketing, so many good tips, and I'm really sure that the people who gonna watch it gonna take a lot of advantage from this content. You have just given us so many good details, so many good strategies, because these things are only learned by making mistakes, and you gave us so many such good points that we can, yeah, learn a lot of them.
Oh, thank you for having me. This has been really fun.
Thank you so much for coming. I have given her details in the description, so you can also connect with her. Ask your question if you have any about the content marketing, and she has her own blogs as well about it.